Hello, welcome back to Nostalgia with Nick. Today's journey, we're going to go to hell in Diablo 1. Let's check out this intro. And how could you possibly ever forget that? What an intro. Sets the perfect mood for what we're about to get into. Gothic horror that is Diablo. I think we're going to go with the warrior. I've done some rogue before. Never tried sorcerer, but it's not really my playstyle. Fighter, warrior. You just run around, you hit things. That's good. I like that stuff. Let's get into it. Whoop. There we go. Oh, that music. Oh, yeah. Oh, ha ha.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
I think I shall, Deckard Cain. Yes. Let's run around and hit things with my club.
What can I do for you?
Oh, that's good. Just listen to it. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Please, listen to me. The Archbishop Lazarus. He led us down here to find the lost prince. The bastard led us into a trap. Now everyone is dead, killed by a demon he called the Butcher. Avenge us! Find this Butcher and slay him, so that our souls may finally rest.
And it was around this time that 10-year-old Nick promptly shot himself. Game came out in 97.
The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
And I was a whole 10 years old. And it came out in January as well. So I remember I had excuse me, the demo discs. We've been through this in the Grim Fandango playthrough. I had a whole CD case full of them. It was great. one of the demos was for Diablo. You could only play as the fighter. You could only get to a maximum character level of 5, and you could only go 3 floors deep. And every time, the quests weren't randomized because you could only get 1 quest in the first 3 levels, or 2 levels. Maybe you could only go 2 floors down. I think you could only go 2 floors down. Because I don't think you could do King Leoric, who's on floor 3. You could only do the Butcher on floor 2. So I remember playing it for the first time. Ooh, extra 2 armor. And I saw that, and because it was a demo, I was probably only 9 at the time, because it would have came out a bit earlier. I could still remember it in my mind's eye. I wasn't terrified. But I hadn't seen really any other horror things at that point. And you got to keep in mind, you know, the internet was still in its infancies, really. I probably had a 56k modem, if that. And there was no YouTube. There was no streaming. I think if I had seen any horror movies... No, I don't think I probably even had at that point. I've got an older sister who... Ooh, Thaumaturgic Shrine. Is it going to change my stats? This one's open, is now closed. Okay. What does that do? And yeah. Where was I? I hadn't seen anything like horror movies or scary things at that point. Ooh. And it also had nothing in it. What a twist. Let's pop some points into Dex, Strength, and Vitality. And it's probably why I love horror now, especially Gothic horror. But I'm pretty sure my cousins were there. And I was playing it with them. And my uncle was standing in the doorway. And he was standing in when we talked to the wounded townsman. And his response was to do an evil laugh and kind of be like, "Ooh, beware the butcher." Scared. I was scared. I was very scared. Because obviously the first time you meet the butcher, especially if you're a child, you promptly shit your pants. And then you get pummeled into non-existence. Because it out-levels you the first time you meet him. And you essentially need to either cheese it by doing the ranged great trick, or you just come back after 2 levels or so. You don't need to be, you know, exceedingly high to beat him, but guess what, we might run into him when we're level 4 or 5. Strength is bolstered by Heavenly Faith. I put 2 points into that, yeah? Not 4. I did 2 in Dex, 2 in Vitality, 1 in Strength, or 2, no, I did 2, 2, and 1. It gave me +2 to Strength. Awesome. Because for shrines, you don't know what they're going to do. Unless you look on the wiki, because some of them are actually bad. But, yeah, we're just going to risk it. And that was my first memory with Diablo. Yeah.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
If anyone can remember their first experience with it, they're more than welcome to let me know. Were you older than that? And you found it because you already in your teenage years or older? Or did you experience it through an older sibling or cousin who already had the game? Just do a quick return to town. As you can see, you don't get a lot of bag space. So there's a lot of toing and froing, which can be frustrating for some people, but I don't really care. I don't think it's the biggest deal. But now that we have our first quest, we can actually talk to the townspeople about it.
Good day.
And that's
How
when
may I serve you?
it's a role-playing game. Well, I guess if you could say it's a role-playing game. And you could put yourself in the POV of the character. So you get quests and, well, you can talk to people about them. So let's do that. See what they have to say about the butcher.
When Farnham said something about a butcher killing people, I immediately discounted it. But since you brought it up, maybe it is true.
What does Ogden
Greetings,
have to
good
say?
master. Welcome to the Tavern of the Rising Sun. Yes, Farnham has mumbled something about a hulking brute who wielded a fierce weapon. I believe he called him a butcher.
Okay, nothing too interesting just yet.
What ails you, my friend?
We can come to Pippin, who will always give you free healing, because there is no, to my knowledge, no automatic health regen system.
By the light, I know of this vile demon. There were many that bore the scars of his wrath upon their bodies when the few survivors of the charge led by Lazarus crawled from the cathedral. I don't know what he used to slice open his victims, but it could not have been of this world. It left wounds festering with disease, and even I found them almost impossible to treat. Beware if you plan to battle this fiend.
It sets the tone so well. It's almost like, and I don't know who wrote it, but whoever did this script and writing DMs their games.
And a fellow drinking big cleaver, killing all my friends. Couldn't stop him, had to run away, couldn't save them. Trapped in a room with so many bodies, so many friends. No!
Yeah, that is rough. That is very rough.
Hello, my friend. It seems that the Archbishop Lazarus goaded many of the townsmen into venturing into the labyrinth to find the king's missing son. He played upon their fears and whipped them into a frenzied mob. None of them were prepared for what lay within the cold earth. Lazarus abandoned them down there, left in the clutches of unspeakable horrors to die.
Yes, Lazarus was the Archbishop
Hello, my friend.
who...
Stay a while and listen.
It's nice. Warped the king's mind. We're going to drop a short bow up here, because this is essentially our storage.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
And unlike a lot of future games, repairing is actually very important in this game. If the durability of an item reaches 0, the item gets destroyed. It's not just unequipped and stays in your backpack until you can get it repaired. It is gone.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
What do you have to say about the
I sense a soul
Butcher?
in the butcher is a sadistic creature that delights in the torture and pain of others. You have seen his handiwork in the drunkard farm. His destruction will do much to ensure the safety of this village.
Listening to her made me think that she's like a cross between William Shatner and who's the other person I'm thinking of? Oh, I know it. Give me a second and I'll get there. Christopher Walken, William Shatner, had a daughter. That's her. Just the inflections and the tones on everything was just very interesting. Look at old doorway trick. Well, we're getting pretty good loot. Magic items always sell pretty well. So books, staves. I'm glad I checked this place out. It was all empty. So getting them will help. There is no respawning. So as you can see, everything is still just the way I left it. Which means there's only a certain amount, a finite amount of experience and gold and loot. If you want to get more, you need to do, when you go into the character, you select a new game instead of load game. And then what that does is, as well, it treats it like a new game. Except you get to keep your character. You don't get the maximum amount of experience, as in if you're level 10 and you start a new game because you had some bad luck, come back and killing everything on level 1, with the level difference, you might only get an experience point. You can use it to get gold. Because gold, once again, I felt that in pretty much every game after this. Diablo 2, 3, I never played 4, and I don't really think I'm missing out on anything after playing 3 and seeing how people went with 4. Oh, hell yeah, 1 armor. Let's go, baby. Gold is actually important in this game. There's good items you can buy. And even if you don't find any arms or armor that are worth purchasing, later on in the game, you can, I'm already full, get elixirs that increase your stats, which are worth 5,000 gold a pop. Oh, how did that still hit me? I thought I dodged it. Everything's on a grid, and I thought I had moved out the way, but not fast enough. Oh man, so many items. I haven't seen this many blue items ever drop. That's insane. I'm gonna have to run back again. There's 2 more books. Let's take this. Alright. How much gold have I got? Where does it say? It says somewhere. 900. I want to get a scroll of town portal, but they're 200 gold each, so they're quite pricey at this level. I just would have thought that I would have finished level 1 by now, because that can't go much too further up, and that can't go much too further up, but so many good items are dropping. I mean, I want to take everything anyway, because as I said, there's only a certain amount of gold and items and experience in the game, so you want to just get the most out of everything, even if it's only worth a couple of gold. It adds up. So when you level up, as you saw, I got 5 stat points, but no skill points. No skills in this. Sorry. Every character gets 1 skill. The warrior, gets the repair item skill. But from my memory, if you use it, it reduces your book. Now this wasn't. Yep, cool.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
It might repair the item, but the maximum durability might go down, from what I remember. So it's not good in the long run. It's only good short term, and it's definitely not good if you're planning on actually keeping the item. Because it'll just make it easier for it to get destroyed. I think the wizard has charged staff, so exact same but with staves. So in this game you get staves, and what they do is, I've already sold it. It would be a staff of blank, and what you do then is it gives you that spell.
My friend. Stay a while and listen.
But you can only cast it a certain amount of times. Alright. Oh yes, minus 39 armor. 5 of vitality. That's going to be very good. And hit points plus 10. No. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's a good haul.
Well, what can I do for you?
Yeah, cursed item. 1 gold. I mean, it's rag, so it would have been worth 1 anyway, so works out in the end. Cape, mace, shield. Okay, walked out of that with 900 gold. Give or take. I'll take that. We got a good shield. You know what? That's worth 1 armor, and it takes up 6 slots.
Well, what can I do for you?
I'll take my 2 gold, thank you. So in saying that, unlike D2 where you get 3 talent trees to go down, and God knows how many different builds you can make, there's no builds in this. No. The only build is how many points you want to put into magic and learn spells. Because not only can you get no skills, there's only a certain amount of points you can put actually into your stats. So I think with a fighter or the warrior, I I can't make up my mind what he is. The magic, I think, is 20 to 30. It's either 20 or 30. And then that's the maximum amount of magic you can have. Which is fine because you're playing a warrior. So the plan is to hit things with a sword, not shoot things with lightning. I mean, sometimes it is good to have a little bit of magic, because then you can at least learn a healing spell, because you got mana no matter what, so you might as well put it to use. Same with staffs. It requires 15 magic to use. You could get a staff of healing at least, or something that gives you a bit of long range, but that's why I like to keep a bow back at town. Alright, it's nearly done. It's been a big level. Either it's been a big level or they've just had lots of twists and turns. Because we're already about 25 odd minutes in. I'm still only on level 1. But my question is then, question of the day, have you played Diablo? And if you have, what class do you normally pick? And why? Do you like the simple kind of go in there and hit it with the warrior? If you play a rogue, so the warrior gets to shoot a bow if he's got the dex skill for it. The stat line. Wow, this just keeps going. This is huge. Okay, sorry, I keep getting interrupted. But he shoots a bit slower. If you're a rogue, you shoot fast. It's like a machine gun. And personally, I think the rogue is definitely by far the easiest class to play. Yeah, you don't get as much strength, so you can't wear as heavy armor, but that doesn't matter because you can run away from people and just pew pew to them to death. So, personal opinion, I think the rogue is definitely the easiest class in the game. Because she just shoots so fast.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
And it's not like you can't put points into... What was that going to do, Nick? I'll be back. Is that real? Oh no, there's still some up there. Far out. I'm just getting so many items. Alright. As soon as we hit level 2, I'll buy a scroll of Town Portal. Because I'm getting enough items that it will balance out. This is insane. Sorcerer, I've never played much as. I'm guessing that's probably the hardest. Though, if you have a look at all the speed runs for this game, they're all playing the Sorcerer, so I don't know if it's really the hardest. There are points in the game where it definitely feels like the Warrior is the hardest, and that's when you run into ranged creatures. The game is on a grid.
What can I do for you?
So there's only so much dodging you can really do. Yeah, we're good. And enemies tend to run around in packs, as you've seen, and you'll run into 5 to 10 whatever, goatmen. There's things later on, acid spitting
I
dogs.
sense a soul in search of answer.
They're an absolute nightmare. And then at the very end of the game, when you finally get into hell, there is something special waiting just for all the warriors. And ranged things are incredibly frustrating, which is why I tend to keep at least a ranged weapon back at base. You don't have to worry about ammo. There's unlimited ammo. You only have to worry about durability. So as long as you keep your bow repaired, you're good to go. Excuse me. But I always have the most fun as a warrior, because I just like the aesthetic. And I guess that question, if you haven't played the game, you can get it on Good Old Games. I think it's like $9.50 Australian at the moment. So cheap. So cheap. And then if you're thinking of getting the game, what class are you thinking of playing as? What interests you? Just running around and hitting things? Standing back and shooting from ranged? Being a spellcaster? Because the spells are very interesting in this game. And I think one of the main reasons why... well, this is one of those... Because the game is so old, this was back in the day when spell descriptions and item descriptions were in the manual, I'm pretty sure. There's no manual anymore. So, item repair skill. But it doesn't tell you like the whole thing. It doesn't tell you the negative, essentially, of using it. And then later on when you get spells, you might run into a spell of... I forgot to get that scroll. That's okay. Hopefully someone drops one. Oh great, ranged people already. And I totally forgot what I was saying. I apologise. It'll come back to me later. Put some more points in the dex. Here we go. It starts. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. Mainly because they didn't run from me, and if they did, they didn't go far. I think this game took some inspiration from, it came out in the 90s, what would that be, Advanced D&D, 2nd edition? I'm not too sure. Because you've got your armor class, and you have your 2 hit, and then you have your damage, which is all separate. And Baby Nick, who had never played an RPG before, either tabletop or in a game, had no idea what 2 hit meant. I barely even knew what dexterity was. I actually had to ask. Though, that's okay. So I didn't know what the importance of dexterity was. I was like, yeah, man, I'm a warrior. I'll put points into strength and hit things hard, and vitality, so I don't die. And I didn't know that it doesn't matter how hard you hit if you can't hit the target. I would like to say that older Nick is slightly wiser, but if it is very slightly.
Too much baggage.
Damn, that's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. Though that... Oh, scroller down portal. What a pickup. We're going to go to Adria first. Drop those books off, buy another scroll. Put a couple more points in here. 1 into there. 2 more into strength. I think the next 5 are going to have to go into dex just so I can build that bow. Next level. But yeah, didn't know what 2 hit was. I mean, it kind of makes a little bit of sense, but it would have been nice if they had just added the word chance. Chance to hit. I think that would have been fantastic. I don't think that would have, you know, broken the UI or someone's mind to add that. Okay, and we're off. Wait, no we're not. I remembered this time.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
There we go. And I can only apologise if you were bored out of your brain watching me walk to and from town just to make a little bit of extra gold. But this is more of a chill out game, this one. We're not trying to beat any type of speedrun record. We're not doing anything too ridiculous.
Oh, what can I do for you?
We're just playing some Diablo. And we're doing it nice and relaxed. About as relaxed as you can be playing Diablo. When I told one of my friends I was playing D1, his pretty much only response was, "You walk so bloody slow." And I'm like, it's not too bad. Come on. Yeah, it's a little slow, but it's really not that bad. Ah, come on, really? Really? There's... Oh, okay, I'll just run through the fire. Okay, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But still, like, come on, there's fire everywhere that if you walk through, you will actually get hurt. And a whole bunch of skeleton archers. And you have to walk through the fire to even get in. Sneaky game. Alright, and you probably saw why I like having a shield. You can catch things on it. Did my lights get darker? I think my lights got darker. Let me just turn my lights up. Be 2 seconds. There we go. Don't know what that was all about. So having a shield, you can catch things on it. Not just melee, but ranged. Because one of the biggest things that will get you killed, or one of the things that will get you killed the most, is the animation when you get hit, and you essentially get stun locked. So one of the main reasons why I don't like using axes in this game is I think all the axes are two-handed, and they do a ton of damage, but they're also slow. And because they're slow, every time you go to swing, not every time, but enough, you'll get stun locked. So at least if you've got a shield, helps with your AC, and then you can at least negate a little bit of damage. Because unlike, at least in, I can't remember, honestly can't remember, but in, I'm not going to bother using a potion, pretty close to level, courtesy save though. With Diablo 2, was there a block value on shields, or was shields 100% block? I honestly can't remember. I've played that game so many times, and I'm gonna die with my hubris. Those bloody archers. Oh yeah, gotta love the scrolls of healing. I think they heal a random amount. Archers! And then as you're chasing him, you get like all the add-ons just come at you. Just little ads just everywhere. And then you run into more archers and more archers. This stupid hallway. Go away. Oh, and it's a special. That's why there's so many around. Deadeye. Ah, go away. Oh my god. Stop it. Alright, 2 extra points to hit and an extra AC at least.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
Yeah, I know. Better drop something good. Ooh. Dirty rat. What a bad haul. What a bad haul. In both sense of the words. Haul and haul.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
At least you get experience. I might drop some gold. Is that it? One thing for her? Yeah. I don't know.
I sense a soul
Where was the-
in search of answers.
Full mana? Yes. Where's the other full mana? There we go. Get rid of those. And I've got another town portal? Yep, cool. Oh boy. The life of a warrior. So as you saw, there was a bad room back there.
What ails you, my friend?
Well, what can I do for you?
Okay. Some better armor would be great. And 7. Doesn't even need strength. Oh, quilted armor might actually be good. They're shooting at me already. Oh, jeez Louise, look at them all. And from memory, the things you fight are kind of in a group. They're like a group. So if you're fighting these archers, you'll fight, I think, the other things as well. But there's a chance that, say if you chose to play this game and you got to level 2, you might fight different things. Like instead of these devilkin and archers, you might fight zombies and I think the hidden, which they turn invisible. They're a pain. Right. 3 to all attributes. And more armor. Thank you. That is very good. I mean, it would be nice if the AC was a bit better, but I'll take the 3 to all attributes. We might get one more level before we even think about trying the butcher. Anything up here? Nope. Nearly gonna have to go back already. Gonna have to go back. Let's, you know what? We've got the potions. We can save it. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how lucky I am. I'm gonna die horribly, but... Oh, Jesus, look how fast he is. I can barely hit him. It's stun locked. Ah! Oi!
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
We got him. We got him, boys and girls. We'll come back for that, Cleaver. I think that extra 3 in each stats helped out a bit.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Okay, how's this hunter's bow? Magic resistance, high durability. We can sell that. Oh yes, -7 to magic. Instead of being worth like 500 gold, it's going to be worth a gold. Pippin for the free healing.
What ails you, my friend?
Good run so far. Good run so far. Got a good feeling about this. Got a great feeling about this. I think we might be able to do this. At least that sells for enough. I just need a new weapon and should be right to go. What we'll do is leave that here, sell the other stuff, get myself a scroll, should be good to go. Nearly got another level up. Yeah, the extra 8 into vitality. Probably would have died easily if that hadn't happened. Portal, cute. Let's go. This way. Now, if you end up getting this game, there is a mod you can get. I think it's a mod. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Kids played this game, and I was one of them. It was awesome. Hey, I turned out okay, so it's fine. All that junk about video games and violence. Nah, I turned out fine. The Beelzebub mod. I think it just brings in the quality of life changes. So in the other Diablos and games like this, you hit a button, I think it's like left alt or something, and all the items, their names will come up, so you know where things are, so you can easily pick them up. You can't do it in this one, which is why you always see me going nuts with the mouse, because I'm looking for items. Ooh, Claymore. I think the Beelzebub mod brings that in, and I think it also unlocks every quest. So I mean that by Day ruined. 6 to magic. Ooh. I'm still gonna wear it because it's more damage. But imagine if it will say 6 to strength, or 6 to vitality, or dexterity, or anything useful. So I'm not using that mod. But you're more than welcome to. I'm not too sure where you can find it, but I'm sure a quick Google search or YouTube search would bring it up. Finish this off. Throw. Gain extra point of damage. Put some things in vitality. Right. I think floor 2 is done. Down to floor 3. Yeah, it looks like it's done over there. Got all the items up there. Floor 3 is just at the end of here. And inventory is not even full. There was one expansion to this game, floor 4, right there. There's nothing stopping me from going straight down into it, but I like to clear out every floor for the reasons of there's only so much experience and so much gold. Where if I were to go down to floor now, down a floor now, if I end up fighting harder things and still manage to level up and decide to, I'll go and clear floor 3 out, I might be at a too high of a level to actually be worth getting any experience. So I'd get the gold, but I wouldn't get the experience, where if I do it in the right order, I'll be maximizing the amount of everything I get. Expansion. There was one expansion, and I don't think Blizzard made it. I'm not 100% sure. I've never played it. I've only seen someone else play it once. And they bring in the monk class, I think, which is like what the rogue is in Diablo 2. And in the character that's more like the rogue in this game is probably the Amazon. And I think it just added an extra area after Hell. But I don't know if you were meant to do that before or after you kill Diablo. And yeah, I think the class just specialized in, well, like a D&D kind of monk where possibly had armor but no weapons, or those special monk weapons. I can't remember. I only watched someone else play it, and that was a little bit ago. Never played it. It's called Hellfire, I think. I really don't have any interest in playing it because from what I saw, it didn't look that good. And no one really talks about it, like, at all. It's not talked about with fond memories the way that this game is. But at least if you get this game from GOG, I think you get Hellfire as well as this. And it was like, yeah, $9.50 or something. Alright, I'm going to do a save. And I'm going to leave it at there. Part 1. Our descent into hell on this nostalgic journey. Greatly appreciate everyone who has watched this. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. Yeah, part 2 will be up soon. Feel free to comment down below, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe, and if you have, thank you, appreciate it. And until next time, you take care. Bye bye.